Hey friends, thanks for joining me today on my channel. Today I am designing for Scrapbook Your Joy as their guest designer for the month, and I'm using the Pebbles Live Life Happy collection, and it's a really fun collection full of like celebratory pieces and really fun and cute papers. So I started with the background and I decided that I was going to use some white cardstock and do some watercoloring. I used my Recollections paint palette here. It's just a cheapy um, palette, and I've had it for forever. Like seriously, maybe like 5 or 6 years. The only color I've run out of is the white, and I just refilled it with some other watercolor that I bought at the store. Just very easy. And so I'm just taking the colors that I think will work. In this case, I did all the colors from the collection minus the cobalt. And I decided that I was going to make them a little bit more milky. I really like watercolor, but I do prefer my colors to be on the milkier side. And when I say that, I mean I like to add white to my paints and then put them down. I prefer them to be less transparent and less and more opaque. So yeah, so that's what I do here, and I also add some splatters with the same color. I just keep everything, so the pink with the pink and the green with the green. I tried not to mix too much. A little bit of overlapping I was okay with, but I really wanted it to be all in its place. So this is the layout now that it's dry, the background now that it's dry, and I'm taking this photograph of myself and my family. Here we were having a pool day in the backyard, and I snapped a picture of all of us. Usually I'm not in photographs just because I'm always the photographer and I'm always snapping away of my family. But in this case, I decided to join in on the fun and included a selfie style photograph. So I took the photograph and now I'm backing it with papers from the collection, and it's got a lot of fun prints but also some solids, which I can appreciate because I like the mix. I like the mix of both. It's got a ton of rainbows in this collection too, which is super fun. So I don't really have a rhyme or reason as to how I layer. I just do it. My photographs get matte with no rhyme or reason. It just happens. And so that's what I did. And now I'm popping it up on dimensional foam. And I just use my hot glue gun for that. Also, I know that I want to back my actual background paper with some pattern paper. And so I take about a 1/4 inch off of each side of the 12 by 12 paper so that I have enough of the rainbow paper or the pattern paper in the background showing through. So I opted for a vertical or horizontal, depending on how you turn the paper, stripe, and this has all the colors in it. There's also that navy, which I decided not to include in the background, but I am going to pull it in other ways throughout the layout. I was happy I didn't get too much warping considering how much water was actually applied to the background paper. There you see that I also have a cut file. Now this, I just pulled out my computer and opened Silhouette Design Studio, and I just went to the writing portion of it, and I just typed out poolside. And I think this font is basic too. I think it's Arial, maybe black, maybe Arial black. Offset it and then cut it out. And then I just backed it with the pattern paper, so that rainbow one carries throughout. I really did this. I did this when my kids were playing, and so I had it ready for me, ready to go when I was ready to scrapbook, so that this layout, believe it or not, took me from start to finish like maybe 45 minutes, 40 minutes, because I did all the prep work beforehand. Now I'm taking these stickers, and they are part of the collection as well, and they are called Rainbow. And it's funny though, because the entire package is white. There's not 1 ounce of color in this pack of thickers, but it's called Rainbow, and it's just a thickers pack of sentiments. So I decided that the title now would be Poolside Party. The ephemera itself in this collection, there's 2 types. There's the icon and then there's the phrase. So I'm just going through both now, and I'm going to pick out the pieces that I think work. Now, like I mentioned earlier, is that this collection is not outdoor, vacation, pool, summer themed at all, but it's such a happy collection that I wanted to use it for this layout. I wanted to use it to document these photographs, well, this photograph. And, you know, I just chose pieces that worked for me. I mean, there's rainbows in it. There's rainbows in my photograph, so it worked perfectly. You know, what's summer without bumblebees? You know, that bumblebee unfortunately didn't make it to my layout. I ended up not using it, but I mean, everything else works just fine. And this is a collection that you'll definitely use entirely, because for myself, as much as I think some collections are cute, and I do buy them, you know, with all the animals or like flamingos and whatnot, you can't use them for everything. Sometimes you just can't stick, you know, flamingo wearing a hat on a layout and, you know, call it a day. Like you could, but, you know, sometimes our layouts need to make sense. But in this case, this collection is just full of things that make sense to me. So there's like birthday cakes and, you know, celebratory phrases. And if you're a card maker, this collection is definitely for you as well, because I could definitely see me creating a few cards and putting them in my stash for when I need them with this collection. I also took my tab punch here, and I just punched out some tabs because I needed something else at the top right hand corner, and I do like tabs and tags as well. And this collection, their papers were just perfect, so I just decided to punch some of them out. I also like these drinks. They remind me of like Slurpees, and Slurpees remind me of summer. And so I added those to the layout as well as part of my groupings. I'm just arranging things here. Now I have some metallic gold thread that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers and create a little bit of a nest for, you know, okay, that part right here is I created a circular nest because I'm going to make an epoxy flare. I did this in my last video as well. I just have some epoxy flare that I bought off eBay. I don't know, like maybe, I don't know, it's been a while, a long time, maybe 3-4 years, maybe even 5 years. I don't know, it's been a while. And so I just punched out a 1-inch circle out of that sticker sheet that you saw there. It says love, and now I have my own customized embellishment. I'm also going to take other thread as well and sprinkle that around my page as well, tuck it underneath my photograph, and I think part of the title as well. The ephemera pack also came with this pull-apart cutout or tear-apart sheets that had words on it, so I decided to use a Super Duper. And I'm also going to take some of the tiny words from the collection as well. This is from the sticker book. It's not even a book. They're just stickers. And I'm taking some of the colorful ones as well as the white ones and adding those to convey the message or sentiment that I'm looking for. And so here I am with the metallic thread now, and I'm just adding it in places to add a bit more texture. I know there's a lot going on in this page, but I felt like it needed something else, and the thread for me was a perfect item to use. to give me that texture, that different texture. And also not make it heavy, because really thread is not very much of anything. So it's a perfect addition for me. So I tuck it in a few places under the title and behind my photograph. So now I have it in 3 different spots. I'm adding some adhesive to the title there, to the thickers, just to make sure that it wasn't going to go anywhere. And now I'm going to take my Heidi Swapp Color Shine and just add some sprinkles around the page. I feel like this little bit of gold adds so much character, and it adds so much, it adds like the finishing touch for me. I hope you guys will check out Scrapbook Your Joy. They have a ton of stuff on their site. All the links to the store and the Facebook page will be in the description box below. I always link them when I'm designing for them. I thank you guys so much for watching. Please like my video if you have it in you, and if you want to stay and see some more, please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.